Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Hog Talk podcast, March 9th. And we're always coming to you live from the Sterling Soap and Roastery Studios, part of the Believe and Buzz Radio Network, where you can hear us on 106.7 Buzz 2 in Central Arkansas. All live shows are presented to you by Arkansas Brewing Company in downtown Ozark. I am Porter Hayes. Alongside me, as always, is Adam Hall. And on tonight's show, we have SEC tournament play. Arkansas softball winning their SEC opening series against Georgia, and baseball splitting their 4-game series with Stetson. So we'll get into that in the second segment. But also started off, were you surprised of the announcement that Darius Acuff got both awards?
Yes. Not that he didn't deserve it, because he obviously does. He needs to be more in the National Player of the Year conversation. But I just figured the SEC would whiff on this. But it's something that they can't. You can't deny what Darius Acuff has done this season. So I was glad to see that they got that one right.
Yeah, and Acuff is just the third player. This is via Arkansas Razorbacks website. He is just the third player to be tabbed Player of the Year and Freshman of the Year. Anthony Davis back in 2012, and then Brandon Miller back in 23. Set a league record by earning 8 straight SEC Weekly Awards this season. 7 Freshman of the Week honors, and then he got the MVP or Player of the Week. Acuff is the third Razorback to get SEC Player of the Year. Corliss did it back-to-back in 94 and 95, and Bobby Portis did it in 2015. And also, Darius Acuff is looking to join LSU's Pete Maravich as the only players to lead the SEC in scoring and assists in a season. So if that just doesn't tell you how dominant he has, and I'm telling you, and this is not anything against Darius, I think he still left a little bit on the table. I mean, that's just how good he is. I mean, he made a lot of these games easy, and you think if he had the proper rest and just another guard, somebody else that can come in there and take some pressure off of him, could he have averaged 25, 26 a game? I mean, he could have done more. And we're going to see that in the SEC tournament. We're going to see that in the NCAA tournament, which starts Friday for the Razorbacks as the 3 seed.
Definitely could have used some more help. But I almost, yes, depth is an issue. I wouldn't want somebody to come in and, take some of the limelight away from him. I do think, after the Mizzou game with him resting, being out, DJ Wagner did what DJ Wagner needed to do in that sense. And I think that DJ Wagner is going to be a driving force in whether it's the SEC tournament or when we get to the NCAA tournament. I think that him in his seniority, if you will, his time that he's had on the court, his time running the show, I think that will come to help Darius Acuff and the Razorbacks out a lot during March Madness. It was a gritty win on Saturday. I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, we don't need to win this. Acuff's being out. It's just good." But these guys, they still showed up. They still showed that they were that they could win and defeat a 20-win Mizzou team that wasn't a slouch team to go in there and beat. So hats off to Acuff and Billy Richmond and Malik Thomas for all getting SEC honors. It's crazy to see. I mean, I don't know if we fully can appreciate what Darius Acuff has done this season just yet. I think it's going to be one of those and this is no knock to because the guards coming in, we have no idea how things are going to pan out for them. But it's one of those that I think with Acuff obviously being a lottery pick, I think potentially being top 5 pick, we truly don't understand how good he is and how good we have it right now.
Well, a lot of that is because of the new way. I mean, it's you're getting 1-year snippets from these people or 2 years, with these one and dones. I think that's a lot of it is you're seeing him come in and average 22 points a game. And let me get his stats right quick, because I mean SEC play averaging 25 a game. I mean, I'll look 24.8. That's pretty close. 25 a game in SEC play. I think just because I think a lot of it is, Adam, even you can go back to the Musselman days. You've had so much talent. Nick Smith Jr., Anthony Black, Portis, Gafford. You've had all these guys that you've seen be really good. Jalen Williams. Nobody's ever had the effect that Acuff has. And I think it's been a while since we've seen that. And for Arkansas to bring him in and he carries himself like this as a freshman, yeah, you're not going to wrap your head around this until the season's over, because in all reality, it's about how you finish. Because I think the fans now are about getting to a Final Four, winning a national championship, getting to a spot where you haven't. And I think that will, in all unfairness to Darius Acuff, if they don't make a Final Four or an Elite Eight, there's going to be a lot of people that will hold him back from being one of the great, or not one of the great. He is one of the greatest to play. But I think when you put it down of, was he the greatest to play? You're going to look at the progression of the team opposed to how good he was as a personal player. And if they get to the Elite Eight or Final Four or win a national championship, I think you have to put him up there. But if this team bows out in the Sweet 16 or the Elite Eight, I don't know how many people is going to look at just how good he was because of the team's finish.
Definitely. It's a hard time to truly get, I think, comparisons to the past when it comes to college sports, just because with transfer portal, with NIL, with the era of one and dones before and now, I mean, it's one of those. It's hard to compare all, because I know we sit here sometimes and we're kind of like, okay, who's the greatest Razorback ever? And we start looking at who's the national championship team, the points. Well, then with the one and dones, you get into this, and you can't really look at overall career points, because some of these guys are 1 year, maybe 2 years in college before they're going pro. I'm looking at right now, Darius Acuff very possibly could end up being the highest Razorback ever drafted in the NBA draft. Sidney Moncrief being the 5th overall pick back in 1979. So it's crazy to think that, I mean, you're possibly going to have Acuff unseat him in that respect. I don't know. It's just it's crazy to see, because Darius Acuff, game in and game out, the most hyped he gets is when his teammates are producing or make a great play. He never celebrates when he does something good. It's business as usual. He comes down on himself whenever something defensively breaks down. He's obviously the floor general. He's the floor leader. I know there's been all the comparisons, whether it's been Derrick Rose, Stephon Marbury, John Wall, Devin Booker, whoever it is that has come along the way and played under Coach Cal. Darius Acuff is up there with the best, especially guards that John Calipari has had. So you really look at what's next for Darius Acuff. It's okay, where is he going to get drafted at? Where's he going to go to? And then what's he going to do in the NBA? Will he bring himself to be on the level of SGA in Oklahoma City and win the NBA MVP, or Derrick Rose, or whoever it may be? The sky's the limit with him. I know, right now, I've been seeing that there's rumblings that Dallas Mavericks want Darius Acuff, and we'll see how that goes. Darius and Cooper Flagg could be fun to watch. Do I want to see him end up in Dallas? No, I don't. That's just me being a Phoenix Suns fan. He's not going to end up in Phoenix. I already know that much. So I'm excited. I think I'm more curious, though, as to who are we going to get back. And I know we talked about that on one of last week's shows, but it's always the who's going to return. And you have to look at a game like Saturday and other games that he's had this season. But Malik Thomas, I mean, I still think he's up. While I would love for him to come back, having a game like he had Saturday, and I know it takes more than one game, but I get less and less confident that, we could see Malik Thomas return.
Yeah. And I mean, it's funny you say that because we were talking about him coming back and then he goes off, in that game. But while you were talking, I was going back because we were looking at, okay, this is another thing that we got to think about, the greatest ever. Do you compare Darius' freshman year over, say, let's go Todd Day, Corliss, and then because if you want to go off freshman, Scotty Thurman did better than both of those guys. Not Acuff. Scotty Thurman as a freshman averaged 17 and 4. Corliss Williamson averaged 14 and 5, and Todd Day averaged 13 points a game. Then you have Darius Acuff averaging 22. But if you want to go SEC as a whole, averaged almost 7 points more a game than the next closest top freshman. If we're talking about the three, if you want to put three in that category of how they did their freshman year, because you could play the what if game. What if Darius Acuff came in for another 3 years? Where would he be at his senior year in a Razorback uniform? And when you look at the stats, and if you want to go freshman off freshman, how they came in, you're looking at 22, and you're leading an assist. The next close one is Scotty Thurman. And unless you're looking at stats, unless you're one of those that's been following this, there might not be a lot of people that even realize that Scotty had a better freshman season than Corliss did. Corliss had a better career. He ended up being the captain of that team, but Scotty was right there with him. And I think because Corliss was the captain and they won a national championship, Scotty Thurman, it was like a wingman. You know how they're talking about Malik Thomas is the Robin to Acuff's Batman, but Scotty held it down. And you can go to Todd Day and Lee Mayberry. You go Scotty and Corliss. So then that makes it even more of, you see what happened this year with Darius and Malik and how he made it. I mean, he was way better. I mean, points per game than Malik Thomas. I mean, that makes it just more impressive.
Oh, yeah. Because, we didn't know really what to expect from either one of them. And I know early on, it kind of started off as the Malik Thomas show. And then he had some struggles here and there, and he's obviously bounced back. He's a scorer. And like we've talked about on recent shows, Malik Thomas is doing the things outside of scoring also. He's starting to grab more rebounds, more assists, steals, etc. Like he's trying to round out and separate himself a little bit to being one to get other stats than just points. Especially if it's on a night that he's not having the best scoring night. And you never know. There's talks of Darren Peterson, AJ DeBansta. There's talks of some of these guys that are also potential top 5 picks. There's talks about them coming back for another college season. So I think then if you look at something like that, I think that you would 100% be looking at a Malik Thomas not returning when you have these other guys, these other top draft picks potentially coming back to college for another season. Either way, you wish nothing but the best. Obviously, SEC tournament coming up. Arkansas plays roughly around 9 p.m. Friday night. I don't think you have to win it. Obviously, I would. Yeah. I'd be fine with you win one game and then you're good after that. At the same time, I'd be good with resting Darius Acuff or playing him sparingly. Put him in for 10 to 15 minutes Friday night. Yeah. Just to keep his legs going. Because, then you're roughly going to have, say, if you don't win, a weekish off. So it's something that I think that they really have to look at Arkansas's depth. And because, even with the Mizzou game, 2 guys fell out. That's something that come NCAA tournament time, you're really going to have to watch your depth. You're really going to have to watch your fouls. You're really going to have to watch just like against Mizzou, Pringle played 16 minutes and had 5 fouls. If that's all he's going to be for us, then so be it. Who knows what's going to happen, though? I just hope that Darius Acuff gets the help that he needs. I also, too, against the Missouri game, I think Billy Richmond struggled to create his own. I think that he needs somebody like Darius Acuff on the court to help him produce. So I hope there's something. Malik Ewan, we need that from you game in and game out. The confidence he had in that 3 he knocked down in the corner. This is a guy that he has all the talent in the world. It's just being able to put it together. I think a lot of guys, Malik Ewan, Nick Pringle, and there's others, they get in their head way too much. I was the same way in high school when I played. I got in my head way too much. So we'll see what happens. I still think that when it comes March Madness time, Arkansas is going to need some luck on their side. I think that Arkansas is going to possibly need maybe somebody else to knock off a number 1 or number 2, somebody standing in their way. It's not that I don't think they can do it. I'm in the boat of the NCAA tournament. Luck plays a lot. And I think that you take whatever you can get at this point.
Yeah. To answer the question, I don't think the Missouri
You're good.
I don't think the Missouri game hurt anything. I think where we're at right now is, look, this team's tired. You look 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're playing 7 guys, and that's throwing in Sealy at 4 minutes. So really, you played 6 guys. I mean, they are tired. They need this break, and that's what I'm saying. It was very, very imperative. I think anything. I am proud of them holding their own, playing 6, 7 guys, 8 guys, and getting the 3 seed in this league. That should be one of the most impressive things. And I guarantee you that is a big reason why Darius Acuff swept the awards, because of how important he was to the team, and they got a 3 seed. They didn't falter. You had some losses where you lost by a lot, but you didn't have a single bad loss. Unless you want to throw the Auburn game in there. But okay, so if you do couple the Auburn game, that's the one that you could even come close to saying a bad loss. And you have to give them kudos for that. That right there. He should be the National Player of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have no true inside presence. And they finished the regular season 23-8, 13-5 in the conference, the 3 seed in this conference. And it's the thing that, yes, even for those who follow him, when we're talking about these stats, it's going to take getting out of basketball season and getting over the emotion of how far this team goes and getting into the offseason to really realize how much he meant to this team and just how important he was. But right now, you go in there and you do what you can to stay loose, to keep your momentum going. Because I'm telling you right now, I guarantee you it took everything Coach Cal had to do to convince Acuff to not even play in the Missouri game. All right, so he didn't play Saturday. How's this joker going to be on Friday when it's time to play? Somebody who has gave it his all. He has probably averaged 38, 40 minutes a game. Let me pull up the stats and see if I don't know if it would show an average on what he averaged this season minutes wise, but either or, it's the fact that he is going to be a guy ready to break out and ready to play on Friday.
He is averaging, let's see if this does have it. 24.4. Let's go to season
34.7.
7 minutes. 35 minutes a game.
He's played over 1,000 minutes. That 1,041 minutes. And the closest one to him is Trevin Brazile at 933 minutes. 29 Well, he's averaged 31 minutes a game. And Malik Thomas has averaged 29.5. Billy Richmond's averaged 26 minutes. Carter Knox, I mean, when he did play 22, DJ Wagner 24 minutes a game. So another thing, if we could get this DJ Wagner to come back, that what we got a little glimpse of the end of the season to help out in tournament play, it's going to help out tremendously. I think that's going to be. We know what we're going to get out of Pringle. We just got to accept that. Now, if he comes out and proves us wrong, and he gets petty and he wants to start showing up during postseason play, awesome, amazing. But we have to accept that that is what we're going to get out of him. And then we have to turn to DJ and be like, look, man, we need you to step up. Those minutes that you are coming into the game, we really need you to show out. We need 10 to 15 points from you. We need some rebounds. We need you to hit some threes. And what's crazy is you look at the season, he's shooting 35% from the 3-point line. I mean, that's crazy to think because we haven't seen him shoot that well. He's 32 out of 93, 35%. And you want to add another stat to that. Your guy Darius Acuff is the leading 3-point shooter on the team, 44%. I mean, it's insane. It's insane. But Friday starts a new chapter. Friday starts postseason play. Do I think this has any bearing on where I think their seed's already locked, whether they lose on Friday or win it all? I don't think it's going to change their seeding. So I think Cal's playing with house money. It's just about what you want to get out of your guys from a practice standpoint, from a rhythm standpoint, from keeping them loose. Again, if you want to go into another spot where you're getting to that dangerous territory where you're having a week off almost playing on Friday, then what if you get another Friday? I mean, there's another week off. What is that going to do for the mental part of this team and the physical part of this team going through? It's almost like what we see in football. You go play all these weeks in football and you have bye weeks and then you have a month off. You want to carry this momentum for a little bit. So, I mean, if I was to choose, you win Friday, play Saturday, bow out, get ready for tournament play on Thursday or Friday, depending on where they put you.
Yeah. I think what we've all seen that they're probably locked in at a 5 seed. Mm-hmm. I think that they could jump up to a 4 if they won the SEC tournament. But again, 4 versus 13 or 5 versus 12, like it's kind of, they go hand in hand in my opinion. So I just look at it. Don't do anything to risk any of these guys. Yeah. There's nothing about the SEC tournament that truly matters. And I think coaches and unless you're Kentucky, unless you're Mississippi State, unless you're LSU, who's dead last in the SEC, unless you're one of these teams that you need to win to get in, SEC tournament does not matter.
Yeah.
So I just look at it like you can beat any 3 of the teams that you're potentially going to face on Friday, but you don't have to. But I get to. It's also, the guys want to go in and win. They don't like losing games. And I totally understand that and get that. But at the same time, you just got to look at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is the NCAA tournament and how far you can go. Because like I said earlier, you've got to have a luck on your side. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if they've completely ruled out Knox for the year. I assume that he was done for the year. Who knows? And this isn't breaking news or anything of that nature, but this is just my opinion. I personally don't think we'll see Carter Knox in an Arkansas jersey again.
Yeah.
And that's just my opinion based on how this season went. I see him entering the transfer portal, but who knows?
Well, and best luck, however it goes, and another thing, we're talking about the schedule. You look at, you're in NCAA tournament play. So, you're playing, and this is, advance, and you win on Thursday, you're playing on Saturday, you win on Friday, you're playing on Sunday. There's a day break in between, and then you get a week off again, or 5-6 days off again. So, it gets to the point where there's some rest. You're going to be playing back-to-back, games, and then you get a week off to the next round. So it really sets up of, now you're in the point to where you made it to the easier part of the season. when it comes to keeping your team healthy. Yes, you need to have you've got to have Pringle come in and if you go give up 5 fouls, go in there and foul out, whatever. But get us some rebounds, man. You don't we can ask you to be a Dennis Rodman. Go in and get 8-10 boards. You don't have to score, but just don't go in there 4 minutes and foul out or 5 minutes and foul out. Come out and give us production. Give it to where you're giving you in a break and you're not taking away the momentum of the team. You're not letting the other team, you come in and the other team goes on a run, because it's now or never with this team. Outside of the SEC tournament, it's win or go home. And then we're moving on to baseball season. We're talking about are we going to be talking about yet another disappointing basketball season or a team that almost got there? We'll talk about that more on Thursday, but what are we going to be talking about? I'll give you something to think about. Where you think this team is going to be? What are we going to remember about this team when the season's over?
Jason, I do believe that Arkansas's depth is a concern. I think that Arkansas's potential Achilles heel in the NCAA tournament is depth and your big men. So I think those are two things that they are going to have to look at and basically coach around. And, there's going to be teams that know you're light on depth. They're going to be gunning to knock out some of your players, whether it's fouling them. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to say injuries.
That's it right there. Yeah.
They're going to be coming after you to get your players to foul out. And Arkansas has proven that there's several games that we foul way too much. And then also, too, I know some of that is depending on what referee crew there is. So all I'll say is Doug Shows, don't show up to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
Please.
Stay away. Yeah, that's the thing. It go hand in hand, depth and bigs, because you get the bigs in foul trouble. We look at all the games where they've really had those bad games. They've gotten in foul trouble. And partially is the refs, and partially they've just made some boneheaded decisions, boneheaded fouls, and it's got them in trouble. If they can play, this is where Cal will really step in and be like, all right, guys, focus. We're playing for a national championship now. Nothing else matters. Your regular season doesn't matter. This tournament really, truly doesn't matter other than staying healthy. And then when you get the selection Sunday, you figure out where you're going, what seed you are, then it's ready to lock in and go. And you got to give it your all, because this Darius Acuff, this whole team, Malik, Trevin, seniors, they deserve a deep run in the tournament. Now we know they can get there, and they've been able to, move around the depth because we have the best player in the country in Darius Acuff. They just can't let the others get in foul trouble. And I think that's going to be the biggest concern going into that. You can't let these refs make it about them. You cannot get into these, because it's the big show. It's March Madness. You're looking for those theatrics of being up 10. Referees want to change the game and let's flip the script and let this team get into it and let's stretch out the game another 20, 30 minutes. You've got to stay out of foul trouble.
And I think that however far Arkansas gets in this NCAA tournament, I think that the final audition tape for the likes of Darius Acuff and Malik Thomas and some others, I think you're going to get on the big stage. You're going to see some great games upcoming.
Well, and another thing, before we had to break, and that you brought up a good point. You're talking about, audition. You've got two guys who could, not saying they're better than you. You got two guys in front of you that are talking, should I come back and play? That tells you right there their only mindset is money. They want to go to the league and make money, but their mindset right now is, man, I could come back next year and make more money and then go to the league.
Mm-hmm.
Darius Acuff's about business.
Mm-hmm.
He's giving you everything he got because he knows he's giving you 1 year and he's going to the league. And nobody is going to say anything negative about that because he gave it his all. And I'll tell you what, that right there speaks volumes to where if you want to put somebody up there as the greatest basketball player to ever come out of Arkansas, that has to hold some weight, because he could have pulled something like a Peterson. He could have come in and gave you 18, 19 points a game, did just enough. He could have took a game off or two when he was walking in that boot. He gave you everything he had and did it and gave you 24, 25 points a game in SEC play.
Mm-hmm.
That right there, his character, and NBA scouts are looking at that. Now you want NCAA freshman and player of the year, leading scorer, leading assist. People in the league are probably foaming at the mouth. They're wanting to draft him. And now you got Peterson and the guy from BYU saying, well, they might come back. That tells you that their head's not ready for the NBA.
No, they're waiting for, if they do end up coming back to college, they're waiting for a weaker draft class. And the crazy thing is either one of them two could be number one. And so rather than compete for it, I'm just
they want it handed to them. Yeah. They want to go out there and they want to play and they want to get their 18 points and they want to check out of the game.
100%.
So, and I can't speak for AJ. I mean, that's completely directed at Peterson. I haven't really watched much of AJ play. He seems like a more polished player than Peterson anyway. I mean, it's just Peterson's getting a lot of hype because he plays for Kansas. And just think, Darius Acuff got player of the year, SEC player of the year, and freshman of the year, and he plays for Arkansas. What would the national media be over if he played for Kentucky?
Let's not get their heads up.
But I'm being serious. I mean, that's where if he was playing for a Duke or, look, Cam Boozer was, and he's a great player. And it's almost like he got lost in the limelight. And I think, because a lot of it's being biased around the antics that Peterson's done with checking himself out of the game and not playing and all this stuff. So, but we'll see where everything goes. You said 9:00 Friday, probably-ish, because it's 25 minutes after the third game.
The game before it starts at 6 p.m. and it's 25 minutes after that ends. So you can look at 8:45, 9:00 if that game doesn't go into overtime.
Razorback fans, but if you want to stay up, look, guys. I mean, it's one of the things that the game Thursday. If they lose, don't jump off a cliff. Don't go crazy. It's one of them that we know where they're going to be at come Sunday. And these games are just getting them ready, and they'll be ready to come play.
Definitely.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. After the break, we'll jump into baseball, softball talk. We'll talk about some pro players wearing some Razorback shoes, what that doing to the brand of Arkansas. We'll keep that conversation going right after the break. Searching for premium grooming products that will take your daily routine to the next level? Look no further than Sterling Soap Company. Our handmade soaps, aftershaves, and balms are made with only the finest ingredients that give you the ultimate grooming experience. With a variety of scents to choose from, there's something for everyone. Plus, our products are crafted in small batches to ensure the highest level of quality. So why wait? Visit www.sterlingsoap.com or visit our retail store at 16 West Walnut Street in Paris, Arkansas. Shop our collection and discover the difference for yourself. Upgrade your grooming routine with Sterling Soap Company. Are you looking for a place to grab a cold drink and some delicious food? Look no further than Arkansas Brewing Company. Located at 201 South 1st Street in beautiful downtown Ozark, our establishment offers a wide selection of craft beers and tasty eats. But what sets us apart is our welcoming atmosphere and friendly staff. At Arkansas Brewing Company, you'll always feel like part of the family. So visit Destiny and Christopher Brockett and staff today and see for yourself what makes us the go-to spot for locals and visitors alike. Arkansas Brewing Company, come for the drinks and stay for the friends. Attention DIYers and home improvement enthusiasts. Are you searching for the right tools and the supplies to tackle your next project? Look no further than Mentor's Hardware Store. With locations in Ozark, Alma, and Clarksville, our vast selection of hardware and building materials is sure to have everything you need, whether you're fixing a leaky faucet or building a new deck. Plus, our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to offer expert advice and guidance. And with our competitive prices and convenient online ordering, Mentor's Hardware Store is your one-stop shop for all your DIY needs. Visit us today and let's build something amazing together. Are you looking to take your career to the next level? Look no further than ATU Ozark Campus. As a 2-year satellite campus of Arkansas Tech University, we're dedicated to a quality workforce education, industry partnerships for in-demand jobs, and tailored paths for success. Our programs are led by industry professionals. Whether it's a certificate or you're aiming for a graduate degree, ATU Ozark has you covered. Visit our website at www.atu.edu/Ozark or contact us at 479-667-2117. Your future begins here. Welcome to Ozark Area Chamber of Commerce, where our mission is simple: encourage, promote, and aid an enduring environment of shared economic opportunity and civic development for the Ozark, Arkansas area. Whether you're a local business owner or a resident, we've got something for you. Shop our unique local businesses, explore the beauty of Ozark, and savor local flavors and find cozy accommodations. Join us in building a stronger community, and to learn more, contact us at 479-667-2525. Remember, together we thrive. And welcome back to the Hawk Talk podcast. Moving on to baseball, and Adam, just when we gave them praises and just when we thought, okay, you're done spooking us, all right, enough of the nonsense, they split the series with Stetson. You win the first two games 7-1, 13-1, and then you lose the next two games 4-1 and 6-4. So we ain't even out at, well, we're just now getting into March, first week of March. Arkansas sitting at 12-5, 9-4 at home. Is it starting to be to where you've got to start being concerned about this team?
Yes. It's hard not to be. It's been years since we've seen struggles like this early on. And it's just crazy because here we were before the season, and all we're hearing about is how like well balanced this team is across the board. And I don't know, we're just not seeing it. And there's been some struggles, especially with some other SEC teams and their non-conference play. But they've got to flip some switch and flip it quick, because you're getting, I mean, starting this weekend, when you open up SEC play with Mississippi State, you know, you're now in gear that, you know, you're going to, this is the time that you have to start winning all these series.
Mm-hmm.
Not winning every game, just win the series.
Yeah.
And Mississippi State is handling their own. So I'm not saying that I've thrown in the towel or whatever, but it's hard to follow. It's hard to watch right now.
Yeah. Mississippi State 14-2 overall, opposed to Stetson right now 6-10. I mean, or 7-10, because I was looking up the March 8th game because when you look at the pitching, I mean, they gave up 4 runs in the fourth. So if you're going to give up a big inning, you've got to have the bats, and you only had 5 hits against Stetson. I mean, that's where you got to come in and be like, all right, we've got to get our bats going. You have right now, let me look at the stats right quick. So far, you have Kozel 359, 340. I mean, you're hitting 296 of the team. You're pitching 2.74 overall ERA. And you only have 2 guys, Eves and Gibbler, under Steve Eves has a 3-0, no ERA. He's not giving it's a 0.0 ERA. Gibbler's 0.63 ERA, 1-0. But other than that, I mean, you're having these guys in these spots give up 4 or 5 run innings before you can even breathe, and they don't have the bats to back it up. So, yeah, it's time. But what's crazier is you're seeing LSU lose series. You're seeing Tennessee lose. You're seeing all these teams lose these series. And it's almost like, okay, if everybody's doing it, is it really truly time to be worried? But then again, it's like you shouldn't be 12-5 heading into your first SEC series. That's just the way I see it.
No, you're, I think, 100% on track. And if this team needs any inspiration, any help, here's it right here. Razorback Raffle, $550. It wouldn't be an episode of Hawk Talk if we didn't, you know.
Got to.
We got to. So as of Monday at 6:50 p.m., it's at $550. So let's see if by Thursday we can get it up to 1,000. But no, that's just it's hard to watch right now. It's a struggle. It's almost like there's times that this team just has no life.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is. I truly don't. And, obviously losing Fahiva Aloy and Gage Wood and all the others that we've lost, like somebody's got to step up. We hear year after year these top recruiting classes, number 3, number 2, number 4 recruiting class, number 1 recruiting class, hitting the portal, this player. I mean, there's all this hype that's built up for us to be 12-5 right now.
Well, and the thing is too, and this is where we've always said that the unfair perception of the baseball team is they're the bridge that gets us our emotions heading into football season, because we know we want this baseball team to get to Omaha because we know what we're going to get out of the football team.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the unfair, I guess. I wouldn't say unfair because it's expected of them. They're an elite program. I was looking back at the game, this game, the latest game, gave up 4 first inning runs, and then Arkansas scored 3 in the second. Then turn around 4th inning, Stetson put 2. It's like they're just letting these teams just outplay them. 11 hits, 6 runs. Arkansas had 12 hits, and I'm trying to see left on base, 10 left on base. Stetson had 5 men left on base. That's been a huge thing for Arkansas. I mean, 10, 11 runs left on, or 10, 11 players left on base a game. You can't have that. But again, like we just talked about the basketball, now we're on to baseball. It's SEC play. It's a new part of the season. So you've got Mississippi State coming in, and we'll see how they react. But yeah, the warnings, I wouldn't say panic. I mean, we've panicked and then we come, and we're coming back. We'll see how this Mississippi State series goes. And then if they get swept at home by Mississippi State, then I'll be like, okay, it's time to panic a little bit.
Because you've got Mississippi State at South Carolina, home against Florida, at Auburn. I mean, you've got a slate ahead of you. So figure it out now. Time is of the essence. But at this point, this team definitely is going to need a come to Jesus meeting with Dave Van Horn pretty quick to figure this out. Or season's not going to go that well, and Omaha's not going to be an option. So I trust that this team can turn things around, but it's just a matter of, are they going to?
You look at their pitching. It looks like Thomas Valimplis. He is 3-0, 1.74 ERA. Just below him, Ryan McPherson, 3-0 on the year, 1.96 ERA. And then Duke Stone is 3-0, 3.06 ERA. So that's their top 3 guys. Ryan McPherson's pitched 23 innings. Thomas has pitched 20, and Duke has pitched 17. So that's their 3 guys that looks like their main 3 guys. Ryan has 28 strikeouts on the year. Thomas has 26, and Duke has 24 strikeouts on the year. Opposing batting average, 169 batting average for Duke Stone, 221 batting average for Ryan McPherson, and 227 batting average for Thomas. So this is going to be a crazy. This is going to be a telltale sign. Duke Stone's hit 6 batters already this season, so that could be something that, if you want a silver lining to this. But I really think that if you want to go hitting, I think that it's one of those things where Dave Van Horn's going to back his guys, and he has had to back his guys for years, and he's got pretty heated over it. And we've heard about this starting pitching. We've heard about it's almost like this is one of his best teams, but yet we see the results. And how many times have we been duped in other sports? I mean, it's hard. We put a lot more trust and faith in Dave Van Horn because what he's done, but still yet we're looking at the product we're seeing on the field. We hope they can bounce back, but we're judging this just like we would the football team. We're
Mhm.
judging this just like we would the basketball team. And Adam and I are not as versed as others when it comes to the baseball program, but we are versed enough to know that there's more expectations on this team, this program, and then couple that on the fact of that's Omaha or bust for this team when the expectations of you're going to have to be harder on this team. This is a new era of college baseball. We're seeing teams like Stetson beat Arkansas. We're seeing teams like Southeastern Louisiana beat LSU. I can't remember the team that beat Tennessee. We're seeing other teams compete and beat Division I programs. So there's no excuses when it comes to building your program and winning. You got to go out there and play the game, and you got to win the games. You have the best NIL. You have the best facilities. You have the best coaching staff. So there's no excuses when it comes to why you're having slow starts. You know, everybody coming into Baum Walker Stadium is going to give you their best shot. You got to be ready for it.
Mm-hmm. Well, guess who's not having slow starts? The Arkansas softball team.
Yes. I mean, goodness gracious. I mean, you the first game 7-2, you're like, all right, oh man, it seems like that first SEC series, you know, they stumble a little bit. You lose the first game 7-2, but man, Ella McDowell, geez, I mean, back-to-back grand slams, win 7-6 on Saturday, and then you win 6-0 on Georgia. Robin Herron, incredible pitching. This team right here, they're so much fun to watch because you're talking about exactly what we want from the baseball team, pitching and hitting. And to see how they are doing, winning series is all that matters. And you win 2 out of 3, you win the series. But Robin Herron, 9-1 on the year, 1.79 ERA. Peyton Burnham, 5-1 on the year, 1.91. Sailor Tinnerman, 3-0. Lily McFord, I'm telling you, I'm going to talk about her all season long. 1-0 on the year, 2.0 ERA. But you've got all your players coming in. And Cam Harrison, Lexi King had a pretty bad start to the season, but if she can get going, you have 6 pitchers right there in your rotation ready to go. But right now you got 5. I mean, you got Robin Payton, Sailor, Lily Faye, and Cam Harrison right there. I mean, all giving you – Cam's giving you 25 innings, Sailor's 25, Payton 25, but Robin Herron's your ace. 47 innings pitched, 84 strikeouts already on the year, only giving up 12 earned runs. So, again, 9-1 on the year, 1.79. And then Ella McDowell's batting 377. She is your RBI leader right now with 28. Right behind her is Tiana Bell with 27 RBIs. And then Ella McDowell has 6 home runs on the year. Tiana Bell is your leading hitter right there. 471, 27 RBIs, and 8 home runs on the year.
You know, something that Coach Deifel has done, I feel like, very well the past 2 seasons or so, is she looks at the shortcomings of the team, the holes that the team had, and she addresses it in the transfer portal. She addresses it in the recruiting. It's one of those things that you sit there and you watch, and you take note of all whatever the struggles were from the season before, and having a coach that addresses that in the off season. That's exactly why they are where they are right now. And yeah. I truly feel like that this is a team, I mean, that it's going to be a force to be reckoned with. And they're going to do their damnedest to get to Oklahoma City.
Yeah. And, you know, the biggest thing, I mean, the fact that when Deifel had to make that decision and bring in DJ Gasso, the personal aspect of that, of you're pretty much rolling with Matt Coachio for all these years, and to know the hitting woes this team had. I mean, we talk about it all the time. The years that I covered the team, the struggling of just putting innings together. You're riding on your aces and the troubles they had with hitting off speed pitches. You bring DJ in, and you've got a couple of years in now, and he's got these girls hitting. Matt Michael, I mean, watching Matt in practice, how he is with analytics, how he is with the tools that they have in getting these pitchers to pitch. I mean, he is one of the top assistants in the country, along with DJ. I mean, Courtney has a top tier staff. It's just putting all the pieces together. And I think now they have the roster where they can put it all together. And when you look at their schedule, let's go. They got Alabama at Alabama coming up. They played Missouri State today at 5. I don't know how that game ended up. Let me look and see right quick how they did. 12-0 win. So that was posted 23 minutes ago. Arkansas beat Missouri State 12-0 in that game. So Alabama in Tuscaloosa. And when Courtney first took over and they really started their climb, Alabama was one of the top teams that they had to deal with. Now it's more Tennessee, Texas, OU, of course. But, I think, you got KB Sides come over from Alabama, and that really hurt the Alabama program.
Mm-hmm.
And that really jump-started Arkansas and getting Gibby and KB and, all of these players. But now this recruiting class, this top recruiting class that Arkansas got a few years ago is starting to pay off in dividends because you're seeing all these players come in producing, especially Ella. I mean, incredible athlete.
Mm-hmm.
So Friday night, be 6 o'clock, Saturday, 2 p.m., Sunday at 1:30. SEC Network Plus is where you can watch those games. Baseball, let's see, we're Mississippi State. You have SEC Network Plus. Saturday's game at 1 p.m. will be on the SEC Network, and Sunday's game will be on the SEC Network. So look, a very important series is going to be on TV. So tune in 1 p.m. SEC Network and 2 p.m. on Sunday SEC Network to watch the baseball series in Fayetteville. I know tickets will probably be hard to come by for that, but
absolutely.
In the end, man, you so much pressure on this baseball team to produce until this football program gets rolling. I hate it. That's the way it is, man. But the thing is, another thing we're talking about Thompson. How much time has Dave Van Horn got left?
I said last season that I felt like 4 or 5 years max.
Yeah,
max. And very well could be less, could be more. Who knows? But I think, like we've said, time is of the essence. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of now or never.
Yeah. Also, don't forget, for those, hey, look, you can go to Bet Saracen app. Download the Bet Saracen app. Use promo code HOG250. Bet $25, get $250 on your first sign up and free bets. Now, look, they do softball, they do baseball, they do all the sports. So if you want to do prop bets, betting lines, all that, they have got you covered on everything. Don't let these big time guys come in and let them steal the thunder. Go to Bet Saracen, download the app, use promo code HOG250. $25 gets you $250 in free bets. Is it going to be Saracen Razorback Stadium? We're hearing a big announcement. You never know. Hey, it could be we're talking about the Hopper Tunnel. It could be the Elon Musk Razorback Stadium if they put the tunnel in over there in Fort Smith. You never know. I mean, we'll see.
Comment. No comment.
Adam, you got anything else before we wrap this up?
Nope, I am good.
All right. Well, that will do it for this episode of the Hog Talk Podcast. For Adam Hall, I am Porter Hayes. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank all of our sponsors, and we will catch you on Thursday.